Hello, my name is Sushmita Chatterjee, and I am the founder of LearnRoll. I hope all of you are keeping fine. Today is our third stream, and sorry about my dog shouting. We are going to work on today talk a little bit about voice and AI, and how we are using these technologies to basically enable our own products. So I'm going to talk a little about different kind of voice and AI technologies and what exactly are these technologies. Voice essentially is an assistive technology. It is not something that is there right now. Right from uh, the 1970s or 80s when initially computers or computing started, voice was always there. It's just that voice and technologies have become more mainstream. Now, for example, we do a lot of stuff that we are creating for VR and AR, and what we see is that it's very difficult to read inside a VR device sometimes. If you cannot put too much of text over there. So essentially, voice is a very important way where you can enable a lot of experiences. There are two ways of doing voice. Sometimes development companies, they use something called a voice over technology. So you would get a professional voiceover artist who would come and record the text that is already available, and then that is sort of converted into audio files, and those are audio files are what you hear, and that is synced up with essentially the animation that is there. That is also a technology used in a lot of the cartoons that you see, which uses voiceover technology. What we are going to do today is look into three different kind of voice technologies, just voice. Uh, again, what is AI? Again, AI is a really huge space. What we are really trying to show as part of AI is we are trying to show natural language processing. So how essentially you can use uh, a certain technology where you speak, kind of a conversational interface using certain voice devices, and those get actually converted into, your text gets converted and it is processed, and then you have the responses based on those. So you essentially can do a lot of conversational interfaces using some of the NLP based technologies. So I'm going to just show what we sort of created prototypes last year, in-house, and we were trying to ourselves trying to figure out how these technologies work. Just to tell you, like I have. In terms of my experiences with some of the voice technologies, because I have a very strong I've been in the US for more than 2 decades, but I still have a very strong Indian accent, which sometimes it just refuses to understand. And I can show that to you right now when we show one of our COVID. You know Experiences that we, one of the Alexa skill I created, how it just doesn't understand my accent. And I have the same issues when I also work, in terms of when I'm trying to, drive the car and I'm trying to show directions. So I usually tell my children, speak it, it's not understanding what I'm saying. So this what really needs is that, you need to make sure that in parlance of voices, you should have the correct utterances. You have to make sure that your voice, there are a lot of different kind of mechanisms that the voice understands. So right now today we will show you something called what is a very standard, which is SSML, which is a speech markup language. So essentially it doesn't mean that, because I have an Alexa at home, I used an Alexa. It's not limited that you have to create it just for the Alexa. You can also create it for like a Google Home, or you can created for Azure enabled devices, whichever kind of technology platform, it's not very important what technologies you use, because each technology has its pros and cons. It is really what standards that you use. For me, that is very important. That is it something that all the organizations that we are using, is it a standard? And SSML is a W3C standard. Uh, every device may not have the entire SSML tags supported. So, for example, Alexa, has certain ways, certain supported SSML is not I have an Alexa here, so I just said Alexa, so I just picked it up. It doesn't understand that. For example, if I say my name is Sushmita and then I put a dot, so it will speak out as my name is Sushmita dot. So you have to, what essentially you have to do is that, if you keep spaces, or you keep your utterances correctly, then it doesn't, you have to make sure those utterances are correct, and those utterances work correctly. So today I'll just show you three different demos which we created early last year in 2019. We have I've never talked about it much because we've never been doing these live streaming. Hopefully these the live stream is useful to many people, and they can create their own voice to text, or text to voice, or just simple voice based app. So the first one that I used is, we have used AWS Poly. So AWS Poly is basically a voice service as part of AWS. And what it does is it uses, so we've tried to use dynamic text because like again I said, we used SSML because SSML helps us to convert the text dynamically into voice. So that is the first one that we use. So we use Poly, which uses SSML text. AWS Poly as a voice supports two different types. So you can actually use plain text as well as you can use SSML. So that is one first one that we'll show. And the good thing about using Poly as well as SSML is that it's pretty integrative technologies. All you have to do is, if you especially know how to write XML code a little bit, it just uses two different tags. It's a speak tag and an end speak tag, and then within that, you can put uh, all kind of different kind of text that you can add, you can change, you can add expressions to it, like you can do a sigh, or you can whisper, different kind of SSML. It's a standard which is being developed, and you can just add those. Of course the vendor has to support if you're using his service. So that is one thing that we are. Second that I'm going to work on is what we have created using both Lex, which is again another AWS service, which is a AI based service using natural language processing, and we just created a very simple conversational interface, and to give the voice a face, a visual face, we used a product called AWS Sumerian, which is also a very simple tool to use, which allows you to actually get a full live avatar or a trainer in the front, and you can actually make the trainer have different kind of do things like wave hands. Again, you can enable all that through your SSML that you're working on. And the good thing about Lex is every time, like in another voice device like Alexa, you don't have to say Alexa, or you don't have to say anything. And of course third is we will show the since we had a Alexa device, how we created an Alexa COVID Alexa. So we tried it out on our here it is on my iPhone. I'll show it to you how it is on my iPhone. And secondly, I'll show it to you like how you can actually put it through any of your fire enabled devices at home. Like for example, we have Alexa enabled on our television, so you can actually uh, you know have a fun trivia where all of you sit together and do it on a television. So I'm just going to start with our first demo. That is, since we don't have too much time as usual, so we already spent 10 minutes of it. So I'll just go through the demo. I re-recorded because it's sort of difficult to sort of do it, so I'll just show it to you. So the first one is basically this is just simple poly with SSMR, and you can see that the text that we have written here, we have used two types of text. One is simple SSML, as well as we have used an image. The second one that we are talking about, it's basically the conversational AI. It also uses lip syncing. So basically, the avatar is lip
The human
synced
heart, and then you can
with
ask
the
me some
SSML that we
questions.
use.
The human heart is a vital organ of the body which pumps blood throughout the body via the circulatory system. You can see a heart model here. Say hello Maya. Press space key and ask your question. When you are done, release the key.
Hello Maya.
Yeah, I'm Maya from LearnRoll. How can I help you today?
Tell me more about the human heart.
Sorry, can you please repeat that?
Tell me about the human heart.
Sorry, can you please repeat that?
What is aorta?
The main artery carrying oxygenated blood to all parts of the body.
Thank you, Maya.
You are welcome.
So if you've seen the second demo, so there are two things that we are working on that. So one is what we did is we actually connected it to a backend service like Lex, and we made the avatar speak whatever is coming as a response. So if you see, I've been talking there. I asked a question like, what is the aorta? Initially first two times they didn't really understand because they couldn't pick up my accent very well, and we've not been working. We haven't trained the model too much to understand, so that it starts understanding the speech very well, especially different kind of accents. And that's why it is very important that when you have a voice based technologies, you have to really train it and test it well to make sure that it understands it. That you have to keep based on the feedback, you have to keep making modification that finally it's a very very well streamlined model. So for the COVID one too, hopefully we've opened it out for a beta test. So if anybody is interested, please add yourself as a beta tester, so we can definitely test it out, make sure that the utterances are happening correctly. um, we my accent is very difficult, so it's not sometimes we miss most of the times, so we can sort of make it more better, and based on the number of utterances which are successful. So I did try out with a lot of internal testing, and it does give a good success rate, but not that I would expect. So that's a good thing if you are interested, also to do a little bit of COVID fun. I wouldn't say COVID fun, but to get some facts. We've tried to take most of the questions are really from the CDC and the WHO sites of what they consider. So we've tried to just stick to these two sites and take most of the information from them. There's only one additional information that I think came as a news alert yesterday, or I think day before yesterday, in terms of you know it being used as a in terms of temperature. So that has also been added as a questions. But otherwise, it is basically most of the questions are from CDC and WHO sites. I am one of the main reasons we created this quiz was, I've been getting so many emails, even in the LearnRow side, in my personal emails of different kind of cures and treatments, potato treatment, bleach treatment, hot water treatments, uh, herb treatments. I will like to say that it is best that we are not scapegoats, and essentially we should be very serious about what our health is. And right now there is no vaccine available, so most of these are these viral videos. I don't know where they come from, but they are not authorized to give you any information or give you any kind of opinions. So I would always say that the best place to go is either the state site. So that's where I get my information, is to go to the state site, or to standard sites like NIH or a CDC or a WHO. So I'll just show you. This is where my iPhone is, and I don't know if you guys can see it. So you can so since it's a very voice based skill and not a great UI is there, so I'm just going to show you how uh, I would open it, and I'll try to test it today to see if it really understands my accent. So it is a dev skill. So if once you get uh, if you are a beta tester and you get the skill, it would come in your dev skill. So right now, for example, this is the skill that I have. So let me just try opening the skill, and it says enable skill, and then I just go to what is called, there are different kind of skills out here. It says private, enabled, updated, attention, blueprint, and dev. So you would actually go to the dev skill. So right now I have two of the dev skills. One dev skill which we had, which is a private skill, which typically works on a B2B. You can like as a business, we sort of give it to another person. The second one that I have, the COVID trivia, is actually a public skill, which means I can actually release it to a store after AWS, if Amazon certifies it, that it's a perfectly good skill. So it has the technically it has passed all the reviews, but we are not going to release it unless we know that the skill works properly and perfectly. So I'm going to just show you how the skill opens. So you would just say, Alexa, open Classimmerse COVID trivia.
I found a few skills that might help. Do you mean classical FM?
No. Alexa.
Okay, how about classic rock?
Alexa, open Classimmerse COVID trivia.
Please unlock your device. Welcome to Classimmerse COVID Trivia. I will ask you 10 questions. Try to get as many right as you can. Just say the number of the answer. Let's begin. Question 1. What kind of patients are at possible higher risk for serious illness due to COVID-19? 1. People with chronic lung disease. 2. People who have pre-existing heart condition. 3. All of the stated groups are at possible higher risk of serious illness. 4. People who are 65 years or older.
Is it 1?
Sorry, I can't understand the command. Please say again.
I think it is 1.
Sorry, I can't understand the command. Please say again.
Number 1?
Sorry, I can't understand the command. Please say again.
Is it 3?
Sorry, I can't understand the command. Please say again.
Alexa, stop trivia.
Goodbye.
So like you said, the same questions, sometimes it understands my accent and sometimes it doesn't understand it. So I have to, create, I try to, make sure that the utterances that I make, I test it out. It's not a tested model. So you might, if it understands, essentially, local accents much better than an accent of mine, which is essentially a very, uh, it has a lot of it's an Indian accent, so it doesn't understand it very well. So I would really like to find how it is working for different accents, because and sometimes we do hit quite a lot of confidence levels, and sometimes it's very low. And so if you're a beta tester, that will really help us in sort of finding out, like out of these 10 questions, which are the questions which you are having problems with. Essentially, we did runs, 1 or 2 runs, where all the 10 questions, I used some of my family to use it, and those accents work fine. It's something that all of you can play together. So you can just put it on an Alexa device, like for example, you can put it on your Fire device on your TV, and then you can just play. Four of you can take turns, and in the trivia, and see how many correct answers you've got. um, so it's a fun way to learn about certain facts, because right now there's so much of information about COVID, uh, coming through websites and through different channels, that we need to know whether we are really processing those information correctly or not. And I think trivia or a game at home, since all of us are also at home, we can use it as a much good learning, as well as trivia tool that all family can play together, especially when you need to have some different kind of activities going on. So today, I just wanted to show a little bit more. Hopefully I just have a little time is with the browser. So if you uh, I just have a Google browser in front of me, and those of you who want to try out some of the demos that we have shown, or to try it yourself. What I was talking about is SSML. So you can uh, okay, I am not able to get through the browser's interface. So what we can do is like, so what you can do is, you can do a Google search and do SSML. That is S as in Sam, S as in Sam, M as in Mary, and L as in London. And you will also get different kind of SSML editors which are available. So it allows you to do text to speech. So you can create a small tag, say speak, and speak, write whatever text you want to, something as simple as hello, how are you, and then it converts it well into a voice, and then you can use different kind of voice that sort of suits your personality. whatever. I mean, I suited, because she was a doctor, so I thought I created a character called Dr. Maya, and I thought that voice fitted her well. So you can actually try out SSML in different kinds of devices, whether it's Google at home or Alexa, whatever you have at home, and you can try that. Thank you so much. Please, I have put my website, or if you need to give any feedback, please give me feedback through the chat, which I've given. I've kept it open, and also if you are. If you're interested being a beta tester, please send to us, and I'll make sure that I'll push the particular beta test to your device. uh, it might just take a few days for us to get back to you, and consolidate all these emails and get back to you so that you can beta test. Thank you so much for your time.